Hello, my friends, and welcome to your video number 1 of the 3 video training on how to prepare for a successful Q2. So first of all, I want to congratulate you because I know it's not easy. For some of you, we've been in a holiday of Passover and we've been enjoying time with our friends and our loved ones. And hopefully we've been able to unplug and have a real holiday. And now we are Sunday, April the 4th, and we are starting Q2 and we have to get back to work, get back to business. Now, I know that for most of you, you have a purpose-driven business and you're passionate and you have a born-to-do business and you love what you do. So we are looking forward to coming back to work, to working with our clients, to doing what we love because it's really our born to do. But on the other hand, we also know that we have goals to achieve and we have revenues to create and we have sales and marketing and systems and all the nice projects that we have in our business that we really have to continue. And I don't know about you, but when I see everything that I have to do, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, where do I start from? And I'm sure that this is happening to you too. And then that's why I created a method that I call the Born to Do Business Roadmap to help you overcome this overwhelm. So we're going to see 3 things in this video. The title of the video is how to really go out of the overwhelm. And we're going to see 3 things. One is where are we now, which is really important to know, even though we are entrepreneurs and quick starters and we have new ideas every minute or every second of the day, we still need to know where we are. This is really important so that we feel like we are centered and we know exactly where we are on the whole overall business different stages, but also inside our business. The first thing is, where are we today? The second thing is, where do we want to go? It sounds like a really simple question, but because we're always evolving and because we always have new ideas, it changes all the time. And so sometimes we want to go there, sometimes we want to go there. And believe me, I know it with the clients that I work with, I know it on myself. I always have new ideas and I change my directions, but we always have to remind ourselves, if I'm here and I want to go there, that's where we want to go, right? Then the number 3 is, what are the steps to go there? Again, it sounds really simple, but when we are overwhelmed and when we don't know where to start from, we have to go back to simple. We have to really go back to rationalize all our ideas and our creativity and make sure that we have a step-by-step plan, and especially for the quarter, because we want to focus on the next 3 months for the Q2 of the year. And this is going to help us remove the overwhelm and feel more in control. Sorry about the noise. And feel more like we're achieving something. So I'm going to share 2 things with you, and you're going to receive them in your email with this video training number 1. This is really me helping you get ready for Q2 and have all the tools that you need to be able to really have a successful quarter. So the first thing I'm going to share is the Born to Do Business Roadmap. I'm going to share my screen in a second, and I'm going to show you what are the different stages in a business when we go from idea stage to launching stage to growing stage and to scaling stage. Now, those are stages that you probably know theoretically, but when we go through them in our business, sometimes we forget. We say, oh, wait, am I already at the growing stage or am I at the scaling stage? So we don't really know where we are. And we always have to ask ourselves those questions, especially at each quarter. It's a great time to be able to take the opportunity to look at, okay, where am I in my business? Every 3 months is a pretty good time and a pretty good frequency. And you want to know where you are because there are different projects and different tasks and different priorities according to each stage. So if you know which stage you're in, it's going to be very clear what projects, what tasks, and what priorities you need to focus on. So that's the first thing I'm going to share with you. And the second thing I'm going to share is your worksheet on how to see the priorities and the evaluation, the self-evaluation of where you are, where you want to go, and what is the next step. Okay, so let me share with you my screen, and you'll see this in your email as an attachment. The first attachment you will see is a PDF, which is called, like I said, the Born to Do Business Roadmap, where you will see here the idea stage, the launching stage, the growing stage, and the scaling stage. And then you have the different categories that we find in every business, right? So I always add born to do because we're talking about the born to do business. But anyway, any business needs to have mindset, strategy, marketing, sales, service delivery, systems and operations, HR and team, and finances. Now, those are very generic categories that everyone in a business has. It doesn't matter if you're a big corporate, a startup nation, or you just started, everyone needs to focus on one of those areas at a time. When does it get overwhelming? Is when you go from something in the idea stage right here, and then you go to the launching stage, and then you go to the growing stage, and then you go to the scaling stage, and then you do things that are not relevant for your stage. So what I do with my clients and what I'm offering you to do, especially, at once a quarter, we really sit down and we reevaluate, wait, where am I? What stage of business am I? And it could be that it's not the same as last quarter. Could be that you've grown, could be that now you're starting to become more between the launching and the growing, or maybe you're becoming more between the growing and the scaling. And you're going to know that by looking at each project and tasks and priorities that you have here, and you're going to say, wait, I think that I'm more in the growing stage. So let me give you a quick definition of each stage so you know pretty much what I'm talking about. Idea stage is when you have an idea of a business, right? It's a serious idea. It's not just a dream. And you already know the product you want to offer, the public you want to offer it to. You have an idea of the business model of the market, but you still need to check that. You still need to do research. You still need to work on your business plan, on surveys. You need to work on your profile of the ideal client. But this is really still idea stage. You don't have any paying clients yet. Okay, that's the idea stage. The launching stage is a stage where you already at least have one client. You are launching, definitely. This is, you're leaving your corporate job, or it's not a side hustle anymore. It's an official business and you're launching it, and you're starting to talk about questionnaires, looking at your competition, having a narrative, very important, working on your minimum viable product, which is a very, very small offer that you start with. And you're really starting, and maybe you have one client or two, but not more, right? That's the launching stage, but you are on your way for a real business, right? The growing stage is where you already had one or two or three clients, you already know what you're offering, but you want more clients, more revenue, more sales. And this is when we're growing, more marketing, and we want to get more people in our funnels and in our as clients. And this is the growing stage. And then there is a stage, and for some of you, you might not even know that this stage exists, which is called the scaling stage, when you have so many clients that you get overwhelmed, that you don't know how to manage your time, you don't know how to manage your priorities, and basically you are almost at full capacity, meaning the hours that you have in a week or in a day are not enough for you to be able to provide this a quality service. That's when you need to scale. You need to rethink your offer, you need to hire teams, you need to leverage your work. Everything that you do needs to be leveraged. Your marketing, systems, tools, teams, that's where we leverage, right? Now you can see how each of those stages are very logical and it makes sense, but you see how every time you're at a different stage, you have to do different things. And so if you don't know which stage you're on, then you're going to be confused, and you're going to start by maybe working on a lead magnet when you're just launching, right? Or you're going to maybe hire your first VA when you're at the idea stage. I don't know, but it could be that this is all confusing because we hear so much, right? We hear people talking about their business and they're like, yeah, hire help, create your systems. But maybe I'm just at the launching stage and I just need to work on my MVP, my minimum viable product, right? So this is helping, making order in the step by step and knowing I'm not there yet, I'm not doing this, first I'm doing that. So let me share with you the second worksheet. Well, it's the first worksheet, but it goes with the first email that you're going to have to fill in to help you answer those questions, okay? So you're going to get a Word document in your email, which is going to be called training number 1, and it's going to be called how to stop the overwhelm. Now, like we said before, we're going to see where we are today, where we need to go next, and we're going to evaluate which area, which category of our business, once we know which stage we're on, we're going to evaluate which category needs more of our work because it's not really where we want it to be. Okay, so first we're asking you to see the PDF of the roadmap, which I just showed you. And then depending on the definitions that I gave you, and by the way, you can pause the video, you can come back, you can take notes, you can listen to it again. You can do anything you want. You can ask me questions by email if it's not clear, but really take the time to think between you and yourself. What stage am I in? Am I idea stage, launching stage, growing stage, or scaling stage? That's a very important question. And this is also going to stop the noise in the head with everything that we think we have to do. We only have to do the things that we are in the stage for, okay? And then number three is a very simple table, but very powerful, where each category I'm going to ask you to take a few minutes. And again, closing the phone, closing the door, just focus with yourself, look inside, and really be honest with yourself and describe where you are in each category. Now, again, you can make more room here, right? Don't hesitate to create more room on your Word document or to take another piece of paper or to write on a journal. Doesn't really matter. We just want you to feel really relaxed and in control and knowing where you are. So the first is, where am I with the born to do and the mindset? Where am I today, right? Where am I now? Where do I want to be, right? What is my next step? Not where do I want to be in 10 years from now, but where do I want to be? Where would I like to be now, right? Or at least in the next 3 months, because we're going to talk about the quarter. And then I would like you to give yourself a grade from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, the best, and 1 being the lowest. Where are you? Because sometimes we don't know how to say it in words or, explaining, but we have a feeling like, I think mine said I'm a 7. We don't really know why, but this is how we feel. So sometimes numbers are easier to evaluate. So I'm going to ask you to do this for each of those categories. Okay, so mindset is really, how do you look at yourself? How are you self-confident? What is your self-worth? How is your leadership? How do you see yourself in terms of money, in terms of leading other people or your clients, in terms of making sure that you have something to offer? Born to do is more the alignment, right? How aligned are you with your born to do, your mission, your purpose? Is that, yes, a 10, of course, what I do is exactly what I want, or is that still have some work to do on that, right? And we know, if you ask yourself the question, we know. By the way, great suggestion is, in our programs, we have accountability buddies, but you might have a friend or someone or a colleague or someone that you really value their opinion and the way they think, and you might want to do this exercise together. It's really interesting to have a conversation around this. Business strategy is really, do I have clarity on who is my client, what is my offer, what is my competition, what is my business model, all the big questions we ask in a business plan, right? Because before that, we can't have a business really. So do I have great clarity or do I still need to work on it? And where do I want to be? And what is the grade that I'm giving myself? Marketing is really, how well am I making myself known? Am I exposed? Do I have exposure? Do I have visibility? Do people know where to find me? Am I being proactive? Again, we're not going into details. We want to stay high level and we want to have a feeling, right? Oh, yeah, this is good. I did it last quarter. I'm okay. Or no, this I really need to work on. So you want to have this kind of feeling in terms of overall category. Sales is really, how do you convert? Okay, people see you. Okay, people know who you are. You have great presence on social media, on website, but sales, you don't have a sales process. People are not coming to buy from you. This is the sales. Very different than marketing. We always confuse the two. Service deliveries, how do you offer your product? Do you feel like you have a good offering? You know exactly what to offer, how often, what's the frequency? The whole delivery to clients, when they get your product, they feel, yes, this is delivery is perfect. Systems and operation. Now, this might be a little strange for you if you're still in the first 3 levels, right? The idea, the launching, and the growing, because you start to feel the need for systems and operation when you get to full capacity next to scale. So it might be that you don't even know what I'm talking about here. And that could be that, this is a 1, but it's not for you now. So it's okay, right? But you do want to have some systems around what you do. When you'll get to the scaling stage, you'll see that everything will be a system. But now it could be that it's not for you. But if it is for you, then we want to give ourselves a grade. Yes, I am on top of it. I have systems that I'm working on. Or no, I still need to work on systems. Okay, now I don't want you to give yourself a very bad grade for everything because you're doing a great job. You're doing a lot of things, especially if you register to this training, you want to be ready for Q2. So be really have self-compassion for yourself and look at your business from a very distance, not from I need to do this, I didn't do this, from a place of okay, I've done this, I still have to do that. Okay, so we want to give ourselves a break here. HR and team, so human resources for HR and team is also might be something you're not familiar with if you're just starting. But if you are in the scaling stage, then this is something you're probably very busy with: who to hire, how to hire, freelance, outsourcing, all those questions, right? And again, we don't want to go too much in details. We just want to have an overall, I'm okay with hiring, or no, I need work and give myself a grade. And finances is how do I manage my finances? How am I on top of it? Do I follow up? Do I update? Do I have tools, spreadsheets? Do I have a system around it? Now, this, even if you're just starting, you need to have some kind of systems to follow up on who's paying you, how they're paying you, how much money you're making, all of those things, right? So this is the first worksheet that we're sharing with you with the Born to Do Business roadmap. What I'm suggesting you do is that you can watch this video. I mean, you obviously, if you came up till here, that you watch the video, but I suggest you go back to the video and then you pause and you take notes and you do the exercise and you come back to the video, because the training, what I'm giving you here is a lot of content, but I do want you to have a lot of value from this. So just make sure that you go back to it, you stop, you pause, you take notes, you do the exercise, you come back to it. And tomorrow we'll have video number 2 on the second part of this training, where we're going to talk about how do we deal with not overwhelm, but how do we deal with the lack of priorities? How do we deal with like the confusion, the lack of clarity? Okay, so this exercise is really important to do before the second exercise. So you want to do the video number 1 before you do video number 2. I'm sending you much love. I'm very happy to be here with you and to start the second quarter with you. And we're going to get this. We're going to really get you ready for a successful Q2. So don't forget to watch your inbox for the second email with the second video. And I can't wait to hear from you just by email or on Facebook. Send me your comments, questions, feedback. I'm here and I can't wait to help you. Bye for now.